Hey there, busy mama. Welcome. Welcome to Busy Moms Yoga. I'm Megan, your host. You're here for a 15-minute Energizer flow. Whether it's first thing in the morning or maybe you just need a midday recharge, welcome. Props for today. I've got my mat. I'm going to start with a blanket rolled up underneath my hips, and I have my blocks, always recommended. So let's get going. All right. When you're ready, join me on that mat. We're going to start in a nice, easy seat, Sukhasana. Get ourselves set up for success here. Like I said, I have my blanket under my hips. Helps me just elevate a little bit, bring my knees a little bit closer to the mat. I have very tight hips, so using props like a blanket, like a block underneath your hips could be a real game changer. So let's use these next 15 minutes, take as much as we possibly can from the universe, all the good vibes, all the positivity, all the energy, help us feel more awake and alive in our own bodies, starting with our breath. So let's take a moment just to connect here, sitting up nice and tall. Maybe find a nice gentle gaze or soften, close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Drop the shoulders away from your ears and relax. Nice big inhale through the nose and exhale, let it go. We'll take a couple energizing breaths here. A nice long, slow inhale through the nose. And then exhale it out very quickly. A few more just like that. Nice long inhale. Audible exhale out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. On your next big breath, lift those arms up to the sky. Lift your gaze. And on the exhale, drop your right hand down to the side next to you. Left arm reaches overhead. Feel that good side body stretch all along the left side, opening up space in between the ribs. And on your next inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, left hand comes down. Same on that right side. One more time each side. Inhale, lift. And exhale, drop the right hand. Left arm reaches overhead. Inhale, lift. And exhale. Really waking up that side body. Both hands up to center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a couple little shoulder rolls here just to loosen up that upper body. Backwards to start. And maybe a couple forward. Maybe some body rolls coming forward. And then rounding the spine, leaning back. Maybe work the breath into it a little bit as well. So as you come forward, inhale. And as you roll back, exhale. Pause where you are, rotate directions, reverse it. And again, working that breath to movement. Inhale as you come forward. And exhale as you round. When you're ready, find that stillness again. If you like to keep your blanket handy underneath your knees, you absolutely can do so. Otherwise, join me on all fours in a tabletop. And just a quick alignment check. Shoulders stacked over the wrists, hips stacked over the knees. Untuck the toes. And just starting with a neutral spine here. We'll take a few rounds of cat-cow to really wake up that spine. So when you're ready, inhale, drop the belly, arch the back, lift your gaze for cat, and exhale, rounding the spine, pushing into your mat with your hands and your shins. Inhale, arch, and exhale, round. One more time. Inhale, arch, and exhale, round. And rejoin me back in that neutral spine. Keep your blocks handy here, should you use them. And bring that right foot forward into a nice low lunge. Maybe scooch that right foot a little closer, scooch the left knee back just a tad. This is where I like to grab my blocks just for additional support. Brings the ground a little bit closer. No shame in that game. And starting off here in this nice low lunge, take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, start to send your hips back. Lift those right toes up towards the ceiling. And just drop your nose down towards your knees a bit. Feel that good hamstring stretch. And on your next inhale, come forward. Let's flow this a little bit. Inhale in that low lunge, and then exhale, send the hips back for that half split. And if it feels good to just stay in one over the other, go for it. This practice is all about you today. Maybe one more time. Inhale and exhale. The next time you come forward, I'm going to drop my block down to its lowest setting on my left hand. Reach that arm up to the sky for a nice spinal twist. Maybe bring your gaze up to your hand. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. One more big inhale, twist. And exhale, bring that hand back down. Send the right toes back, coming into that tabletop just for a moment. Maybe take a quick round of cat-cow here just to reset. Inhale and arch. Exhale and round. When you come back to that neutral spine, same thing on the opposite side. So bring the left toes forward, scooch them up a little bit closer to the top of your mat. Left knee comes back. So you're more of a low lunge here with a crescent. And we have our props handy, just as we did before. Big inhale in your low lunge. And exhale, send the hips back, toes up towards the ceiling, half split. And be a nice stretch here of that left side. And let's flow it. Inhale. And exhale. You take it at your own pace here, whatever feels good. Again, if you held it in one position on the other side, and that feels good again, go for it. We're all about balance here. And the next time you come forward, same as on the opposite side here, dump the weight into your right hand, lift the left arm up towards the ceiling this time for that spinal twist. And maybe you lift your gaze, or maybe you're gazing down at your right hand, whatever feels comfortable on your neck. And on your next exhale, dropping that hand back to the mat, swinging the left foot back to meet your right in that neutral tabletop. Tuck the toes, and when you're ready, send the hips up and back, our first downward dog. Any movements that you might need here, maybe a little bending right leg and left leg. I like to come up to my tiptoes, send the heels back, and maybe just shaking the hips side to side, shaking your head yes and no. And nice and slowly walk those toes up to meet your hands in a forward fold. And let's just hang here for a moment. No judgment, just releasing any tension in your spine, in your neck. I always think that I've released any tension I have in my neck, and then I always find I can do a little bit more. And if you need to bend your knees a little bit, let your belly hang. And nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time, we rise up. Head is last to arrive. Roll the shoulders back. And we're in our nice, strong mountain pose to start. Beautiful so far. Take you through a little bit of a flow here. Wherever you are, wherever you're facing is perfect. I'm going to start this way just so you can see my body. Starting with your right foot forward. Left foot comes back to a warrior one position. My left toes are pointing up towards the top left corner of my mat. Hips are squared. Arms rise up. Nice big breath here. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Gentle bend in my right knee. And on your next exhale, so let's take an inhale here in our warrior one. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Okay, no change in my right leg, just opened up my back left leg. Flip the right palm, reach up to the sky, peaceful warrior. Inhale. And exhale, bringing that right forearm to the right knee for side angle. One nice long line of energy from the left ankle to the left wrist. And let's flow this a little bit. So inhale, rise up for peaceful warrior. And exhale, side angle. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side angle. One more time, inhale. And exhale, that side angle. Coming back up to a neutral warrior two here for a second. We're going to move into a triangle. If you want to have a prop handy for that, I suggest the block just behind your right foot. And then rejoin me in that warrior two again. This time, straighten out that front knee, reach for the front of the room, and tick-tock the arms down, 6 o'clock. Maybe you're using that block for a little bit of balance here, or maybe you're not. Totally your choice. Lift your gaze up to that left hand, keep your neck neutral, or maybe glancing down at your feet. One more breath here in our triangle pose. Start to bend, soften that right knee, come back up to our warrior two, hinging forward to that warrior one. Left foot steps up to meet the right, and exhale, forward fold, let it go. And just hang here for a moment, catch your breath. I'm going to readjust, moving to the opposite side. Again, let that head hang heavy, release any tension that you have in your neck. And nice and slow, rise up, one vertebrae at a time. We switch to the opposite side. So stepping back with your right foot this time, left toes pointing forward. Inhale the arms up, warrior one. Nice big breath, drop the shoulders away from the ears. And on your next exhale, open up to that warrior two. Right toes pointing towards the side, left toes pointing towards the front. Flip the left palm, reach up, show me that peaceful warrior. Nice side body stretch. And exhale to side angle, reaching overhead with the right arm. And just as we did on the other side, let's flow that. Inhale, peaceful. And exhale, side angle. Inhale, lift. And exhale, stretch. One more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, stretch. Coming back up to that neutral warrior two, take a moment and adjust your props. If you use the block on the opposite side, maybe start with it here as well. When you're ready, straighten out that left leg, reach for the front of the room, and drop that left hand down to your toes, to the mat, to a block. And standing here in our strong triangle. Don't forget to breathe. And this time, bring that right hand down to the mat. Step forward with your right, hang here in our forward fold again, just for a moment. From here, we're going to shift into a chair pose. So sink the hips back, lift the arms, and keep that nice bend in the knees. Take a peek down, make sure you can see your toes. And from here, we're going to take it to some balancing postures. So in your chair pose, shift the weight into your right leg. And as you rise up, bring that left leg with you. Maybe take some ankle rolls here if it feels okay. Shoulders away from the ears. And take that left foot to a tree. We'll start with bringing our foot just to the shin. And if this is too much, you can always drop the toes down like a little kickstand here. Or come on up to the shin. And if you want to advance it a bit, bring that left foot up to the inner thigh. Try to avoid pushing your foot into your knee. We don't want to do any knee damage here. And find a spot on the floor to focus your gaze. We've spent some time energizing the body. Now we're energizing the mind a little bit. Nice big breath in. And exhale, let it go. When you're ready, start to lower that foot back down. Send the hips back, hinge into that forward fold. And just as we did before, drop the hips, send the arms up to that chair. Maybe sit down just a little bit lower this time. And as we rise up this time, we bring the right foot with us. Roll out the ankle like you did on the other side. And when you're ready, starting at whichever level feels good for you. It might be a little tighter on one side than the other. That's okay. So kickstand, shin, or maybe bringing that foot up to the inner thigh. Maybe cactus the arms this time. Find that spot on the floor, find your gaze, and if you fall out of it, that's okay. You're human. We're not meant to balance on one foot for long. Nice big breath here. And exhale, bring that foot to the floor, let it go, shake it out, and join me down on your mat. All right, so we're gonna come all the way down, lying down on our back. Maybe bring the knees to your chest, give yourself a little side to side rock. And we're gonna slowly start to cool down in one of my favorite restorative postures, a reclined bound angle. Bring the soles of your feet together. And if this is a little too intense on the hips, you can always prop a block underneath the outside of your thigh, wherever it feels comfortable, so that you're getting a good stretch, but it's not too intense on the hips. Totally optional, your choice. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Nice deep breath and relax. Feel yourself start to melt. Feel your mat under your head, under your shoulders, under your elbows. And just start to release. Option to stay here in this reclined bound angle for as long as necessary. If it starts to feel a little intense on the hips, you can always bring your feet to the outer edges of the mat. Let your knees knock together. And don't forget to breathe. And I invite you to stay in this restorative posture for as long as you need. Thank you so much for energizing your bodies and your mind with me. I hope you go on to have an incredible rest of the day. Keep shining, mamas. You're doing great. One breath at a time. See ya.